The KHOU 11 studios. This is HTownRush.
The biggest days of the year, so it's hard when you don't have this many people.
Bustling bars and restaurants in New York mostly empty. The state orders them to shut down over the COVID-19 crisis. This morning, we want your take. Should Texas limit operations at restaurants and bars like other states are doing? Weigh in online at khou.com/vote now or use the mobile app. On that note, good morning, everyone, and thanks for waking up with us. Here on HTownRush, we have got some big stories to cover. But first, let's start the morning off with Cheetah Craft. Cheetah, why don't you go ahead and kick off our Rush block?
All right, good morning. We're talking and tracking clouds and plays. Temperatures this morning in the mid to upper 60s. Really throughout the day today, it's going to be a quick warm up. By lunchtime today, we'll climb into the low 70s. This afternoon, high temperatures forecasted around 79. Now, about a 20% chance of a stray shower, but really that should be about it. The big rain chance will pop in towards the end of the week and the upcoming weekend. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, look for big changes. Otherwise, with our weather pattern staying the same, so will our pollen count. This is how it looked on Friday, but take a look at the tree pollen. So it's that live oak. When you see kind of the yellow, either all sprinkled all over your cars or your neighborhood, that's from the oak trees. And right now, over 3,000 parts per cubic meter, that's really high. We've continued to see that number tick up a little bit. Now we're continuing to monitor grass and ragweed. I'm hoping with that big front, Doug, come Friday, that will help to knock some of this out of here.
Thank you, Cheetah. Looking around town this morning, thankfully that earlier incident on 288 on the shoulder has cleared out of the way. This was northbound. Elsewhere this morning, it's looking really good for you so far. Traffic slowly starting to build. I don't think we're going to have quite the normal rush hour, though. We have reports of a stalled vehicle southbound on the East Tex Freeway near Lauder. This is a camera just around the corner from there. East Mount Houston, you can see it's moving nicely. That stalled vehicle not impacting the main lanes if it's still there at all. Looking to your drive times on the north side, Highway 90, Crosby Freeway, East Tex Freeway, I-69, and I-45, the North Freeway, all moving at posted speeds. You don't need the Hardy Toll Road quite yet.
All right, Doug, thank you. Let's get to some breaking news overnight. Someone hit and killed while crossing the street. HPD says a driver hit a woman on Beechnut and didn't stop. This happened near the intersection at South Gessner just after 10 last night. The woman was not in a crosswalk. Investigators are looking for surveillance video to see who was driving the gray Toyota Camry that left the scene. And about 30 minutes earlier on Westheimer, another woman was hit and killed. This time, the driver initially stopped to check on her, but then got back in his car and drove away. He later returned to the scene. That's where he told police he had the green light and the woman jumped out in front of him. They say he did not appear to have been drinking. They're treating this as a hit and run and will let the district attorney decide if he'll face charges. Now let's get you up to speed on coronavirus. So there are 2 more cases here in Harris County and more than 3,700 confirmed cases in the United States. Meantime, the CDC has new guidelines meant to slow down the spread. They recommend people cancel or postpone any in-person events with 50 or more people for the next 8 weeks. Some examples they gave: weddings, conferences, and things like concerts. The CDC says this does not apply to businesses, although several states are now rolling out tough new rules for restaurants and bars. These guidelines also don't apply to schools, although we know many districts already canceled classes. And this is video of parents and students lining up over the weekend to HISD's first food distribution event. It's in response to schools closing over the spread of COVID-19. Let's get out to Janelle Ford live at Wisdom High School. Janelle, those efforts will really ramp up later today.
Yeah, Xavier, at 9 this morning, a handful of schools in HISD, their school cafeterias, will move from inside of the school to the parking lot. This is all an effort to make sure that students who rely on school meals every day for a balanced meal do not go hungry as schools are closed as we battle this COVID-19 crisis. They'll be practicing social distancing, keeping families a safe distance from one another as they pick up food. It's the new norm that we're all working to settle into. We spoke with District Interim Superintendent Granita Latham. She told us after seeing the need over the weekend, the district will expand its efforts to feed families. By Wednesday, the program will add 31 more campuses. Other area districts are following suit. Several districts have a plan to keep students fed while the schools are closed. At Fort Bend ISD, the district has at least 8 campuses where they're feeding any child in the community 18 years and younger. Cy-Fair, Katy, Alief, Aldine, Lamar, CISD, Santa Fe, they're all offering meals this week as well, plus several others. And we've got a full list of all the districts that are participating in this on our website, KHOU.com. HTownRush.com. Back to you guys.
All right, Janelle Ford, thank you. Texas students may remain at home for the rest of the school year. Here are the three things to know. First, the Texas Education Commissioner spoke to superintendents and lawmakers yesterday. He told them to prepare for long-term school district closures due to COVID-19 spreading. Number two, a decision is expected this week about STAR testing. State representatives are asking the Texas Education Agency to eliminate the test for the school year. Some say it already adds to a stressful situation for students. And number three, Klein ISD is holding a virtual concert due to COVID-19 shutdown. They want to hear from talented musicians, singers, or poets in Klein. Upload a video of yourself practicing on Flipboard.
The two Democrats who would like to go head-to-head with the president in November spent most of last night's debate talking about COVID-19 and the national response to the virus. Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders faced off in a Washington, D.C. studio with no audience. In the first question, here's what they had to say to those worried about the coronavirus.
This is bigger than any one of us. This is calls for a national rallying to everybody move together.
We need unprecedented action right now to deal with the unprecedented crisis.
Biden went on to say that he would call the military in to help with the crisis. He also made some non-coronavirus news when he pledged to pick a woman as his VP if he wins the Democratic nomination.
Coronavirus drive-through testing in Houston. Travelers rushing to get home overseas and churches making changes to services as your Rush Block rolls on.
Drive-through testing for the coronavirus is coming to Houston this week. Patients must fill out a questionnaire online to see if they're eligible. Austin, Dallas, and San Antonio already have drive-through facilities. COVID-19 taking a toll in Europe. Italy has the highest numbers of new cases in the world. The government is scrambling to slow down the spread of the virus, and Americans overseas are rushing home.
Long lines welcomed back international travelers, and in some cases, people waited for hours at airports like DFW in Dallas. Here at Bush, many expected the same, but were surprised to see little to no lines. Some said the whole process took no more than 15 minutes. Bush Airport is not one of the 13 airports where health authorities are conducting health screenings. DFW officials say the delays are due to a new questionnaire issued by the Department of Homeland Security and the CDC in the fight against coronavirus. State leaders hope to see more staffing and better logistics to speed up the process.
Catholic churches in the Houston area celebrated Mass in person, but they put special coronavirus changes in place. Meantime, Lakewood Church canceled in-person services in favor of online streaming. Gyms also stepping up hygiene guidelines during this outbreak. Many are just constantly cleaning equipment between sessions to avoid the spread of germs.
It's not about freaking out. It's just about paying attention to the details.
HEB says its next-day curbside ordering service will be free. They're also working on more delivery options and adjusting store hours to keep shelves stocked for customers. And that's your Rush Block on this Monday morning.